Hello, House Shrink here. I am going to be talking about things that you'll never hear anywhere else. I'm going to be talking about, does the immune system have morals? Have you ever heard that before? Well, I'm going to give you information to let you know that it does. But first, let me tell you, I'm wearing a Hollister t-shirt. This is not a paid ad. I'm just doing this as a promotion because I like the product and it's great. But it's only for people who are under 20 and people who are over 20. That's it. If you don't fit in those two categories, it's not for you. Okay, now, going on. The music that I have on is a Persian bamboo flute. It's called ney flute. Very relaxing, really a nice environment. All right, so does the immune system have morals? Here's how we start. First, are we good or bad when we're born? Well, we're neither. What happens that we have, what Hoffman and other researchers have done, what he called precursors of empathy. So what happens is that you are predisposed, you're designed to respond to empathy, respond to cooperation, to respond to pro-social behavior more than to the other. Now there's sociopaths, and sociopaths have their own set of morals. They have no morals. But I'm talking about normal people. And by the way, sociopaths are a small percentage of the population, just that they make a lot of noise and you think that they're more than there are, but they're not. Okay, so what happens is we're born with that propensity. How do we know? Infants, newborns, if they hear another infant cry, they cry. And the thinking was maybe they're just imitating. Well, what they did is they recorded the infant crying and they played it to the infant. It didn't cry. Only when someone else is crying. It's a precursor of empathy. Connecting, not consciously, but just connecting at a level of mind-body that not even understood at that age. Also, when infants are shown videos of toys cooperating with each other and toys fighting with each other, they pay more attention to the toys that are cooperating with each other. So we have that propensity that needs to be cultivated to have a sense of ethics and morals. So what is it? What is morality? Morality is basically the standards for a code of ethics of what is right and what is goodness, what is honorable. And we all know what it is. Even if you don't practice it, you know what it is. When you're alone with yourself, you know what it is. And it's really being able to differentiate between intention, decision, and action. You have an intention, something that you think you want to do. You have a decision that you're going to do it or not. And then you have the action which actually does it. At that point, if you stop and you ask yourself, is this morally right? Is this honorable? Is this just? You'll know, and you'll know what to deal with. But now, what does that have to do with the immune system, which protects us against pathogens and illnesses? Well, the immune system learned from the cultural brain to interpret symbols, because before we had language, they were just symbols, things that you saw out there. Then later language came and it became biosymbolic. So the brain learned that symbols are important. You can say you're an idiot, and that causes inflammation because it's shaming the person. Inflammation, as if there was some kind of pathogen out there. So we're biosymbolic. It's very important to know that because what you do and what you say has a biological consequence. So since the brain is cultural and the immune system responds with the brain, not just to the brain, but they co-author with the brain, then it pays attention to what you're doing and the kind of life that you're leading. So it's very important to see that your ethics is really your bioethics, the biology of your morals. Another major example is that Aristotle, 2,300 years ago, great philosopher, my favorite philosopher, said that the hedonic life, the life for pleasure alone, is not enough. That there has to be more than that, what he called eudaimonic. Not demons, but daimonic. Eu means good, daimonic means spirit, good spirited in Greek. So he said that the eudaimonic pleasure is one that has service, that has a sense of purpose, and it has a sense of goodness. So when you do something with purpose, with good purpose, with service and meaning, then that's eudaimonic. And recently there was a study that you probably won't see anywhere because it's very scientific and it's not really something you can bottle, so they're not interested in selling it. is that they looked at psychologically the people that are hedonic, people that just live for pleasure, and the ultimate of pleasure is drug abuse and sex abuse, things that are excessive to deal with your own loneliness and your own unhappiness. So there were the hedonics, and these are people that just enjoy things, and that's it, pleasure, for the sake of pleasure. And the eudaimonic people who actually find pleasure in service, find pleasure in meaning of things, and find pleasure in doing things that have some value for other people. And they tested the immune reaction to adversity. It's called CTRA, very special genes in the immune cells that respond to adversity, respond to chaos, respond to stress. And they measured the two. The people that were just hedonic, just pleasure for the hell of pleasure, had worse CTRA than the people who were with the hedonic of meaning and service and purpose. So the immune system can tell the difference. Even though when they test to see how happy these two groups are, they have the same level of happiness. So look how interesting it is. The immune system can tell the difference between doing eudaimonic pleasure and hedonic pleasure. Now that doesn't mean that you can't have pleasure for itself. What it means is that you have to have a balance between pleasure for itself and pleasure for service and so forth. I'll give you an example. I didn't like recycling before, so I thought, how is recycling? But I think maybe I should do that. And so now what I do is on Saturdays I have a ritual. Rituals are really important, as you know, if you're following me. Rituals are one of the causes of health. So I have a eudaimonic ritual and following by a hedonic ritual. So I go to a place and I save all the plastic and so forth, and I take it to this place for recycling. I do the recycling. I enjoy it. I don't do it just because I have to. I really enjoy doing it. Eudaimonic. Then I go to my favorite Persian restaurant where I do some of my books. I write some of my books there. I wrote there the Mind Body Code. There's another restaurant where I wrote the Mind Body Self. It's kind of weird. I'm an author that writes at restaurants. So then I go from eudaimonic to hedonic. And it's a beautiful Saturday. You provide service. You do things for yourself. Very powerful immunologically. So what I'm giving you here is if you begin to look at morality, and I don't mean self-righteousness, I mean the moral sense of the rightness of things and the honor of things, you're going to be healthier and you're going to be living longer. So let me take a little break here. Let me unentangle what I just talked about and see if you have any questions so far. I'm getting really intelligent people here. I'm not shaking my body or trying to be cute. I'm just giving you some information that, by the way, that's good. I mean, you shake your body, it's beautiful and it's wonderful. But I think there's more to life than that. And it's good. It's good to have both. So here you have an opportunity to ask some really good questions and find out why I think that the immune system has morals and why it's good to live by a sense of quality, ethics, what's just, and so forth. Jason just joined us. We have quite a few people here that have joined us, and usually the questions come a little bit later, and that's okay. So if you, Tyler is here. Hi, Tyler. And whoa, all kinds of people are coming in. Nguyen, Tony, my T. Shelley. Wow, Freedom Hero. Hi from Australia. Hello, Australia. Fair dinkum and all of that. I've been to Australia a few times. I've lectured there in Sydney and in Melbourne. I love Melbourne. I like Sydney also. Melbourne is like a Paris to me. Beautiful. All kinds of people are showing up. Ask questions. Does the immune system have morals, and why? And what is morality? What is ethics? You can ask me all these things, and I'm bringing them together. I'm a clinical psychologist, but I've done a lot of work with philosophy, and my favorite, as I mentioned earlier, my favorite philosopher is Aristotle. Oh, those who just joined us, I'm wearing a Hollister t-shirt. Beautiful. Not a paid ad. I'm doing this as a promotion. Just like I promote Apple, I have an iPhone and a Mac Air. Everything I have is Apple. I don't get paid for it, but I let people know that Apple is a great product. So great products need to be promoted so other people will know what's good and what's crap. So in this case, Hollisters. And I explained also earlier, for those of you who just came in, that Hollister is only for people who are under 20 and over 20. That's it. Nobody else. If you're not in those two categories, forget it. They won't sell them to you. You have to let them know that you're under 20 or over 20. Okay. So now, any questions? All kinds of, hi sir, hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I'm happy, but I'm very unusual. I see a therapist. He says I'm brilliant. Well, you have to believe your therapist. If your therapist says you're brilliant, then you're brilliant. But most important is that you have to believe that you're brilliant. And you have to act brilliant. Otherwise, it's not there. And we're taught by our cultures to be pseudo-humble, what I call false humble. They say you're brilliant. Oh, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. If you're brilliant, you're brilliant. I love your shirt. Oh, this old thing. No, thank you. So it's very important to accept your gifts. If you're beautiful, if you're intelligent, and everybody's beautiful, by the way, you have to find your own beauty. Sometimes you hide it from yourself, but it's all there. So Ellen just joined us, and wow, so many people are joining. It's incredible. So more questions as I move along with more about how the immune system has morals. Hi, I'm from California. What are your thoughts on treating clients with psychedelics? Okay, let me talk about that. Psychedelics depends. It could be any of the mind-enhancing or the things like ayahuasca, peyote, psilocybin, LSD. First, if you're going to do it, you have to do it with professionals. What it does is it works on the part of the brain that gives you an identity of self, the insula and other parts of the brain. So what it does, it expands that, and it allows you to look at parts of you that normally you would not look into or explore. But you have to be very careful. If you have psychological problems, especially if you have a propensity for psychosis, don't do it, because it could really literally blow your mind. I've done ayahuasca a couple of times under medical supervision. It didn't do anything for me because I do a lot of Tibetan lucid dreaming. But yeah, if it's used therapeutically with good physicians or good professionals, it can be mind enhancing and it can work for you if you do it right. But this is not for pleasure. This is to explore self. Any tips for major depression? Well, many tips. They think that that it has to do with serotonin. It's not just serotonin. It's a lot more than that. It has to do with inflammation, and it has to do with a propensity, but it also has to do with the two kinds of depression. One that is functional, which is somebody you love dies, or a relationship is over, or you have an illness, and it's functional to get depressed. There's another type of depression that is a self-loathing that turns into a sense of helplessness and hopelessness. That is the kind of thing that needs to be dealt with. They all do. Some need medication, some don't. I think some people are over-medicated, but that's up to your doctor and you. But the point is that you want to learn how to fix yourself with the help of professionals so you don't have to be on medication for the rest of your life. So that's what happens. People have propensities for depression, but sometimes depressions, especially in this country, they're over-treated. This is a country that uses more antidepressants than any other country in the world. So be aware. I'm a patent lawyer. I've just too much responsibility. Well, how do you start loving yourself and setting limits with people? The problem is that when you set limits, people don't like them. And the key is to give them permission to not like them. I'm going to buy stocks in upcoming treatments that are now legal in Canada. First, find out a little bit what's going on before you buy anything, because just because it's legal in Canada doesn't mean that it's good. Be cautious with stock. By the way, Warren Buffett, who is one of the wealthiest men in the world, he's in his 90s, he says that you buy stock when there's fear, and you sell stock when there's greed. So be aware of that. Okay, so let's see. What else? Questions are coming up. What about magic mushrooms or LSD? Well, again, it's the mushrooms are psilocybin, most of them, and they're mind expanding. Has to be done under professional supervision, or don't do it, because it could be very dangerous. Under professional supervision, not for pleasure, but to explore self, then if you and your professional agree, do it, because it could be helpful. But never do it with people you don't know. Never go to a shaman who doesn't know what he's doing. It has to be really well supervised. Where I did it was a place that had doctors and nurses and shamans where it was really well controlled. And I was actually teaching a course on how to navigate especially ayahuasca, and how to learn to deal, because sometimes demons come out, your own demons, of course, and your own fears and so forth, and you have to learn how to navigate it. So everything has to be done under professional help. Why professional? Because they know what they're doing, and they can protect your body and your mind. Okay, see justice, all kinds of people here. So any more questions while I go on with, does the immune system have morals? Very important to understand that you have a set of ethics that you learn from your culture, that you learn from the universal beliefs that people have, and somehow you set your own rules. And some of those rules work well for you, and some don't. So what you have to do is you have to take responsibility for what you think is right, what you think is moral, what you think is ethical, and you will see that your immune system will respond. Let me give you another example. When people are shown a video of Mother Teresa, Mother Teresa working with HIV and all kinds of illnesses, the leprosy and so forth, for 15 minutes, their IgAs go up. The people that watch, IgAs are antibodies that fight upper respiratory illnesses. When they show them a film for 15 minutes of the Nazis committing atrocities, the IgAs go down, which then you don't have as much protection even to the common cold. So be aware, don't watch television when you're eating, because IgAs go up or down depending on what you're watching. Yes, why don't all psychiatrists do talk therapy? Because psychiatry has become very reductionistic. Psychiatry was considered the bastard of medicine. They used to call it the talk therapy, and they made fun of the therapists and so forth. So it's become so biological now to be accepted and looking at the body as some mechanical system that it lost the humanity. Not all, but lost. You're taught a lot of psychopharmacology and very little psychology, very little psychotherapy. So you go there, you check medication, next you check medication, next. That's not enough. You need more than that. If you need medication, that's fine, but you need to deal with the individual, because we are social, psychosocial beings that require more than a mechanical approach. So the reductionist psychiatrists are only going to give you medication. So find some others that have more than just medication to offer. And I'm not saying don't go without medication. Sometimes you need it, but you need more than medication, because you're more than a mechanical, biochemical system. You're a person who has feelings, who has emotions, who has history, and who has narrative. There's some schools now, psychology and psychiatry, they're calling it narrative medicine, that comes from Native Americans, where they talk about storytelling, and in the storytelling you can do some healing processes, but also you can talk about how you perceive your illness. And it's very legitimate. Now, Columbia University, one of the Ivy League schools, has a master's in narrative medicine. So we're moving in the right direction. I think we undervalue our mental health providers. Yes, we do. Some of them are not very good, and like anything, some of them are. But let me tell you, it's not easy to deal with mental health issues. I've been in practice for many years, and it's not easy. You really have to be dedicated. And there's some people that go there to challenge you, to let you know why they're not going to change. And those people, you can't help. You can't help everybody. But the ones that want real help can go to good mental health. But it should always be someone who is a professional scientist rather than a technician. A technician could be a doctor or anybody. They only believe in what they can measure. A scientist believes in what the evidence tells him. So if you go to a doctor and you tell your doctor, look, I'm trying acupuncture and it's working really well for me. Oh, good. Tell me about it so I can learn more about it. Or if that doctor says, oh, no, that's just placebo, get another doctor. Science is based on evidence, not on narcissism. So yes, we do undervalue our mental health providers quite a bit. Any other questions? Fabio just joined us, and quite a few people have joined us. So let me go back some more to why the immune system has morals. Another point that I want to make here, this is all from research in psychoneuroimmunology, which is an area that studies mind and body, how thoughts and emotions affect the immune, nervous, and endocrine system. And it does, completely. So another way to look at how you respond to what is just is to see that your immune system is pro-social. Everything that you do that is pro-social is enhancing. Anything that's antisocial is depleting. Another thing is you live under a lot of self-punishment because you've been beating yourself up and you're not looking for ways to coming out and being free. Then you're going to be living in high levels of cortisol, epinephrine, and norepinephrine, which suppress immune function. And if it suppresses immune function, you're going to be more prone to expressing genes of illness or picking up any infection that's going on around. So you want to live the good life. You don't want to be self-righteous that everybody, you're better than anybody, but you want to live the life that has a balance, that in what's just, in what has ethics, what's a sense of morality, and all of those things are within you. You're born with them. You just have to access them, bring it out, and practice them. But be aware that they're emotional vampires. They're cutting the grass where I live, so that's kind of a noise. It's going a little louder than my flute. But anyway, they'll go away in a few minutes. So you have to deal with adversity. That's what you do. You deal with adversity and you move on. So you have to be able to understand who the emotional vampires are. The emotional vampires are people who wake up in the morning and say, how many lives can I screw up today to have some fun? Or how much can I suck out of people's emotions to feed my own? And since they're empty, they never have enough. How do you know them? They're people that when you're with them for a while, you feel drained, literally drained. They drain you, they're draining you because you're putting out a lot and not getting much back. So the emotional vampires, you either get rid of them, or if they're family that you have to deal with and you don't want to get rid of, then give them what I call the milligrams of love that they can handle. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. When you see that they're beginning to put you down or whatever, that's as much love as they can handle. You let them go. I love you, gotta go. And then give them permission to not like it. This is very informative. The Body Keeps the Score. It's a great book. Yes, it is. The Body Keeps the Score. You have to read my books too. The Mind Body Code, The Mind Body Self. They're both bestsellers. And when I published the books, before I published them, the publisher said, you gotta dumb it down. People aren't going to understand this. I said, no, I respect my public. They're both bestsellers, and people read through them. If you want to read Harry Potter for fun, that's okay. But these books are going to require some investment because it's not quick fix. But it'll help you tremendously as you read them. I have techniques after every chapter, and I have a bibliography and a glossary. They're really good. I'm very proud of them because I put a lot of time into them. Okay, back to, does the immune system have morals? Any more questions before I go on? Ari just joined us. A lot of people are joining us. Huge. Nothing else to do today. Just join. Well, there's something to do today. Here, the things that I'm talking about, I think they're going to help you. Okay, now, if you have any kind of chronic illness, of course, there's always genetics, but there's always environment, and especially the internal environment. And one of the things that works the worst for any kind of chronic illness, or for anything, but especially chronic illness, is the negativity that you play out throughout the day in your thoughts. Negativity is helplessness, and helplessness equals immune deficiencies because it's a hormonal process that's going on. And I did a video before this one that I talk about dealing with your emotions and dealing with negative thoughts, how to clear out negative thoughts. You want to do thought pollution cleanup. It's more important than air pollution because you have your own internal process there. So clean up yourself first and then go to the air pollution. Okay, let's see. User Rudy is in. Hey Rudy, how are you? Any question? Zara? Chantilly? Yeah, okay, anybody? Questions? And I will continue to go on with, does the immune system have morals? And by now, I hope you realize that it does. That it's responding to your ethical system that you learned. It's responding to your goodness, but it's also responding to your indiscretions, to your insensitivities. You're trying to be cool at other people's expense. Ghosting is terrible. You know how much I dislike ghosting if you've been following me. Ghosting is a lack of respect for other people. It is spineless, and it has no sense of courage. So to me, ghosting, get rid of it, because it's not helping you, by the way. It's making you discourteous. Canadian only. Okay. Hi, Canadian only. How are you? I love Canada. Been to Canada many times doing lectures there. So, and I met an actual mounted police, Canadian mounted police, and he gave me a T-shirt for the Mounties. I was very honored. I'll wear it sometime. Right now I'm wearing Hollister. But remember, I'm not getting paid for this. I love Hollisters, so I wear them, and I'll let you know. Happy 202. Rachel is here also. So everybody is showing up. It's very nice because now after you have a certain amount of followers, you TikToks will let you do a streaming of about an hour. And that's what I've been doing. So thank you for all of you that are following my work. Make sure that you follow, not just like. Following is very important because it allows me to do more things for you. Totally free. Just free information. What kind of music do I like? Well, right now I'm listening to a Persian flute. It's called ney flute, and it's very relaxing. But I like all kinds of music. I like Gregorian, classical, the Beatles, rock, jazz. I like rap if it's clean. If it's not, then that's not really good for your immune system. We're talking about rape, and that's not good for your immune system. Talking about morals here. So I find that to be very discouraging for me. So let's see. Noor just joined us. Everybody's here today. Wonderful. Agree. Very good. And if you disagree, that's okay too. Let me know what else you want to talk about here. The topic is, does the immune system have morals? And by now, I hope that you say that it does. So not only does being good and just, not Pollyanna, goody-goody, I don't mean that. I mean just good, just a good warrior. Not only is it good for yourself and others, but it's tremendously good for your health. Because the immune system is listening to the brain, and the brain has a set of ethics, and it'll respond. Although the immune system acts on its own sometimes, called Candace Pert called it the traveling brain. The immune system doesn't ask questions. If you have a little infection, it doesn't go and say, what do I do? If it were that way, it'd have to stop everything. It goes, it takes care of things as if it were the brain there, and it moves on. So you have really a co-authoring of brain and endocrinology and immunology and neuroscience. Okay. Thumpstar is here. Wow. And Dino is here. A lot of good people here. Justin, the only one. There's only one Justin, right? Okay, Justin, welcome. All right. While you think of questions, I'll continue to move on with my topic of, does the immune system have morals? And let me go back a little bit to what I started first. You have intentions, you have decisions, and you have actions of anything, good or bad. Ask yourself, is this intention good? Is it going to be good for me and for others? And let me decide whether I'm going to express it or not. Sometimes you express things and it could be an indiscretion. Nobody's perfect. By the way, perfect people are boring and they don't exist. So you're not perfect. So if you do something that's not perfect, stop and ask yourself, what is it that made me do this? Of course, it's you. The devil never makes you do it. But under what conditions did I act not at my best? And let's find out where you learned that. Where did you pick that up? Where did you learn to act this way? So another thing you want to get away with in speaking about good immunology and good ethics, sarcasm, if it's on a regular basis, is kind of low-grade anger. Sarcastic people are angry, and they try to make it fun, but they're angry. Stop the sarcasm. Take a look at yourself and see that you have a lot more to offer, that you have some beauty and some wonderful things that you have to offer. Sarcasm is just it's a waste of time. It's intellectually bankrupt when you're sarcastic. Don't make fun of other people. Enjoy other people and allow them to shine around you. Okay, let's see. Follow the host. Very good. Okay, now all of you, if you haven't followed, go and follow. That's all I ask of you. because that will enhance what I can do, and it'll make it easier for me to get to reach more people free. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. I'm not giving therapy here because it would be unethical for me to give therapy. I'm just giving damn good advice. You can take it or leave it, but this is not therapy. This is education. All right? So education. That's it. Vanderleer, welcome. Let's see. EMDR, okay. GR3CO, okay. That sounds like the force is with you. Okay, now, more questions. The topic is, does the immune system have morals, and how can you live a life of health with an ethical way of dealing with the world? Not perfect, not self-righteous, but an imperfect person that knows better than to do the things that you know are going to hurt other people. So, thoughts? EMDR, what about thoughts? Do you have a question on thoughts? Meanwhile, Scorpio supremacy. Wow. KKKED. EDMR. Okay. What about it? Do you want me to talk about it? EMDR you're talking about? Okay. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you want me to discuss? Let's see, work in progress just joined us. So if you want me to talk about something, tell me. Like, do you think it's good? Well, it depends. It's eye movement, and it's used for post-traumatic stress disorder. By itself, I would suggest that you do more than that. Because EMDR, what it does is it allows you to disconnect or disengage the compressed initial trauma, and allows the brain to then be able to express it. So any type of EMDR is good. It has been tested significantly and it's good. But you have learned some things while you were having the trauma that needs to be addressed in therapy. So you need the EMDR as an adjunct, not just by itself. Nothing by itself works because we're too complex. We're mind, body, spirit, culture, context. So you have to bring it together. Okay, let's see. A1 Perry Racing joined us. Okay, Scorpio's here. Everybody's here. Don't forget to follow. If you haven't followed, go boom, follow. That's what I want from you. Because that way, then I can reach more people and I can do more things here for free. So, Sammy loves all kinds of people. Some of them I can't pronounce. X something, True Venice Love. Okay. Follow the host. Very good. Thank you. My requirement, my request, follow. And then come back and enjoy. Follow. It's very important. That way, when I have any kind of new information or videos, you'll know. And you'll be able to come and see it. A lot of people today. Jules Belongs just joined. And then I'll go back to the topic of the beginning. Does the immune system have morals? And the answer is yes, it does. Why? Because you are a moral being. Not self-righteous, not perfect, not Pollyanna, but a moral being who knows right from wrong, who knows what's just is and unjust, who knows what appropriate and non-appropriate. We have that. It's built in. You just have to cultivate it. Let's see. I'm sure I'll have many more questions after I read your books. I agree with you. But if you do, you can always write me. And also, I want you to go to my YouTube channel. It's Dr. Mario Martinez, simple YouTube channel. I have over 500,000 visits already. And I have about 125, 130 videos free that you can listen to. Some are in Spanish, actually, because my father was from Spain. So you can get a lot of information there, and it's free. I also want you to read my books, because I put a lot of time into my books. And I think they're really, really good. That's why they're bestsellers. So let's see. Miwa, 1919. Did I pronounce it right? You're here. Welcome. And Any more questions about the immune system or anything else? Mr. Man, okay, welcome. And Nikos, Nikos, AK69, joined. Don't forget to follow. Following has to be overwhelming. I've gotten tremendous organic exposure with the following. I've had one of the most interesting and popular videos that I did is a 60-second. It was on the self-esteem. Within a few days, it had over 21,000 views and likes and so forth. So it's really important. Vitamins and minerals are important. The best way to get them is in your food. But if you're not absorbing, for example, magnesium and calcium well, or you're not absorbing, let's say, potassium or vitamin D3, then they're helpful, but always consult with a nutritionist so you don't just take vitamins by themselves. And also make sure that if you have a choice between capsule and tablet, always use the capsule, because the tablets just pass right through and you lose a lot of the value of it. So yes, they're important, but you get them all in your food. And if you're not getting them, you could do a blood test and find out where you're deficient. But the food is the best. Vitamin C, you can get vitamin C in all kinds of foods, and you can get. But the idea is, if you eat enough vegetables, especially the dark green vegetables, if you eat some meat, if you eat a lot of fruit, nuts, fish is really good for you. And rather than cow's milk, anything with goat milk is really good, especially if you have some intolerance with dairies for cows. It's easier to assimilate and process goat milk and goat products than it is for cows. Okay, user 5529, welcome. So new people keep coming in. And the original topic was, does the immune system have morals? But you know that I'll try to answer any question that you have, those of you who are beginning to follow me. And it's really becoming a very good group of people who are wanting some intelligence and are looking for quality of life. And by the way, the other things that people do here are great. They want to dance and show their body, or they want to be funny. That's great. That's okay. It's fine. It's just that there's also something more than that. And I think that it's important to have a balance of the two. Can living in survival mode affect your immune system? Yes, it does. Survival mode, what it does is it keeps you with high cortisol, high epinephrine, high norepinephrine, which is the fight or flight, and you only need that when you're fighting or flying or fleeing. You don't do it throughout the day, because what you're doing is you're suppressing immune function. The reason you suppress immune function is because when there's a fight or flight, it supersedes any kind of immunological response, because it's saying, okay, fight or flight is more important than fighting a pathogen or digestion. But after the fight or flight is over, then let me go back to fight the pathogens and get back to the digestion. But if you're living in fight or flight, then you don't give the immune system an opportunity to defend you or protect you. You don't allow your digestion to work well. If you want to develop gastritis, just eat watching television or eat on the phone, because you have a sympathetic and a parasympathetic system. The sympathetic system is for activity. It activates everything, and it slows down digestion. The parasympathetic slows down everything, and it speeds up the digestion so you can have digestion. But if you're eating, you're on parasympathetic, and all of a sudden, what do you mean? What's going on? You get angry. Sympathetic, parasympathetic, gastritis. That's how you can teach yourself gastritis. I'm oversimplifying, but not far from the truth. Immune system and energy. Well, the immune system works with energy, and the energy comes from the bioinformation that you put into from your food, and from the sun. You get just by being out in the sun, you get vitamin D. Your body will process and create vitamin D. Yeah, it's a combination of things. But energy is what your biology does with information, and the information could be food. It could be thoughts. A thought can drain you. A thought can enhance you, depending on what you do. So you see how everything has to do with the value of your behavior. Okay, let's see. David is here. Christian is here. Everybody's here. Ellie. Now, more questions before I go on. Michelle, Simply Catholic, Irish, Jorge. Wow, a lot of people. Remember that if you're here, go and follow. Follow my channel so you can have access to my information when it comes out, but also it allows me to do more things for you here. So now, for example, this video, the streaming that I'm doing, is because I have enough followers that TikTok allows me to do it. If you don't, you can only do 60 seconds. So you see there are advantages here. All right. Are we wrapping it up or do we have more questions? AKA Dustin. Hi, Dustin. Follow, Dustin, if you haven't followed yet. Everybody follow so we can increase the followers. So explosive. So I can have a lot of people that I can try to help if I can. It's very important. Caden just joined us. Hi, Caden. Agent M007. 007, how are you? Love your advice. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very nice. And it's very nice to have you here. We have a lot of people here who have a brain, who want good information, who want to improve their lives, who want to be good to themselves and others. It's really beautiful to see that. And this is what I'm trying to provide here. So you can have the fun and all the other things and then some serious stuff too. Balance. The key to life is balance. Not too serious, but not constantly just flipping out. So, Chipon just joined. Okay, welcome. And make sure that you follow. Following is very important here, as I mentioned earlier, because it allows you to then follow my work a lot easier. I have a lot of anxiety. What's the best vitamin? Meditation is the best vitamin. You can have magnesium and other things, but meditation is the best thing that you can do for anxiety. And what do you do with meditation? You simply sit and you pay attention to what's going on. You close your eyes and you pay attention to your breathing. And whatever comes out, don't fight it. Let it come out, let it come out. Get to know yourself. And you go from beta, then you go from alpha, and then theta. And what happens? Nice wig. No, I don't have a wig. It's no wig, by the way. But thank you. So Peju, you just noticed what you thought was a wig. Pay attention. There's more than hair here. Okay, Scarlett. Good to see all of you here. What's your pronouns? What do you mean by pronouns? What do you mean by that? My pronouns? Oh, my pronoun? As far as what? Pronoun as far as who am I? I am a he. I'm a man. I'm he, if that's what you're asking me. So Andrew joined us, and John Bryan joined us. Quite a few people. Again, a reminder to follow my work, not just like it, but follow it. Match K joined us. Quite a large group of people. Quite a large group of people. So USERT 8885 and so on, welcome. Any more questions before we wrap it up? If you have any more questions, I'll go ahead and stay here. If not, I'll just wrap it up and get ready for another one. So HA55, Ulster man, joined us. And the original topic was, does the immune system have morals? And by now, I hope that you believe that the immune system has morals. And it's paying attention to how you're living your life. So try to live it the best way you can. Quick question, do you go front to back or back to front? Not sure what you're talking about, so you're going to have to be a little bit more specific about what you're talking about. So, Mark just joined us. And our Dodo, Tick Tick Tock. Oh, you got some great names here. Nathan, huge group of people here. More questions. And remember to follow. That's all I'm asking you. Follow my work so you can have access to it, and I can have a bigger audience to be able to give this information that is really good. It's tools for life, tools for relationships. If you have any questions about relationships and the immune system, I'll try to answer them for you. So just be aware. The original topic was, does the immune system have morals? And it does. How you respond to the world in a pro-social way or in an anti-social way, your immune system and your nervous system and your endocrine system will respond, because we're all bioinformation. Can I be in a relationship with my dad? What does that mean? You can be in a relationship with anybody. You just have to tell me what you mean by that. Sometimes you have parents that are difficult, and you have to understand that they're doing the best they can, but you don't let them abuse you, of course. But tell me more about, can I be in a relationship with my dad? What kind of relationship do you want? And what does your father offer? Those are the questions. So be specific so I can answer specifically. ADK Girl joined us. Hi, everybody. Don't forget to follow. Follow is the key. Don't forget to follow. That way I can reach more people, and you can benefit from whatever advice I'm giving you, which I think is very good. User 96706 and on and on and on joined us. Welcome. And again, before I end, the questions are, does the immune system have morals? And it does. What's your opinion on people that ghost out of 5-year relationship? How can they do that? If you were in a relationship for 5 years and that person ghosted you, go out and celebrate that you get rid of an idiot, that you get rid of somebody who has no backbone and who doesn't deserve you. Ghosting, you know how I feel about it. Ghosting is a lack of backbone, a lack of courtesy, a lack of brave and courageous behavior. So if you're ghosted, celebrate that you got rid of something you don't want. Not at all. Ghosting is never acceptable. It's an act of cowardness. So do you want to be with a coward, or do you want to be with someone who respects you? So celebrate. Make sure you celebrate. Robert just joined us, and Patricia joined us. Questions, feel free, because they're free. So make sure that you join. Thank you. True Venice Love, thank you. Very nice for you to be here. CMVR, CHI, all kinds of people. You have some really unusual names. Bia joined. Welcome. Make sure that you follow my work so I can reach a larger audience, and so you can know when I have something new coming out. I have quite a few things. Okay, now people keep joining. I want to bring closure to this. I don't know how far I've gone, but I have about an hour, so I don't know how much left we have. But as long as you're asking questions, I'll be here and continue to give you information about the immune system. What is ghosting? Ghosting is very important to talk about. Ghosting is when someone does not respond to you and they assume that you get the message that they don't want to have anything to do with you. That's what ghosting is. And it's an extremely rude thing to do. And sometimes people, if you don't know somebody and they just write you and you don't want to, that's okay. That's not ghosting, just ignoring. But if you know someone, especially if you're in a relationship with someone or you're a friend and you ghost that person writes you and you don't write them anymore, that is an act of discourteousness and no backbone, insensitivity. That's what it means. I hope you don't do it in the Netherlands, by the way. Because that's I think it's an American invention, but it's extremely, extremely bad. And it's happening so much. It's unfortunate. Do not have any tolerance for people who ghost you. For people who ghost you, they're done. That's it. And celebrate that they ghosted you because you're getting rid of something that is not worthy of you. Remember that. Very important. Hello, Yurisan77. Hi, how are you? Any more questions as we move on with the concept of, does the immune system have morals? And basically it does, and it responds to your ethical behaviors, the beliefs that you have. But let's say that you come from a place that's really, really dysfunctional. You never found out what was good or bad. You had a family that was just really not good people. You can always learn ethics by watching other people, by learning to admire people without envy. It's one of the things that I teach. Learning admiration without envy. And find out people that you consider to be worthy. People that you admire. You say, this person has some goodness in him. They make me feel good when I see them. They inspire me. then begin to emulate that behavior, begin to model that behavior, and you'll learn a sense of ethics. You can also go to scriptures or any religion, any theology from whatever religions, and they'll give you some ideas. But also go to good philosophers like Aristotle. Doesn't have to be religious. You could go to Aristotle's and you'll see he talks about morals, and it's kind of difficult, but it's worth investing. Okay, dude just joined us. Dude with a long name, and I just say dude and you know who you are. Welcome. Make sure that you follow my channel. That's very important. KVXC. It sounds like R2D2 kind of names. I love it. It's really nice, very creative. Costa Terceira. Portuguese? If you are, let me know. I speak a little bit of Portuguese. Obrigado, a few other things. Okay, so any more questions? Any more questions? And if not, make sure that you follow my work. So remember, ghosting in the Netherlands, get the word out. Get the word out that there's some things that are going on in America that you don't want to be able to follow or emulate. Ghosting is for idiots. Never, never worthy of you. Remember that. And it happens too much because people think they're cute or sexy. They're stupid is what they are, I think, when they do that. They're disrespecting you. And don't ever allow anybody to disrespect you, including yourself. Don't disrespect yourself because remember, the immune system has morals and it pays attention to what you're doing. Judy Lynn just joined us. Judy Lynn, do you have any questions? I'm talking about the immune system and morals. I'm talking about how your biology responds to your behavior. And it's constantly paying attention to what you say. A relationship is hard work. I've been with my partner for 20 years, but with ups and downs. Well, welcome to the club. Nobody's perfect. In one of my books, in the Mind Body Code, I have a whole chapter that I call Guardians of the Heart. And that is my model relationship. To deal with two people who are imperfect. Nobody's perfect. And to learn how to deal with your imperfections. And to learn with what I call to work through your archetypal wounds. We bring wounds into a relationship. Abandonment, shame, or betrayal. And they have to be worked through. Otherwise, you manipulate each other with it without knowing that you have those wounds. So yes, they're difficult, but the more you invest the right way, the greater your sense of value and selfhood increase and improve. And it's a beautiful thing to have a relationship. If it's good. If it's toxic and you try to work on it and it doesn't work and it hurts you, then you get out. But most relationships can be worked out unless you're with a sociopath or a narcissist. It's impossible because they have no sense of empathy and everything you're doing is wrong. They're perfect. Just by being around you, you have to honor them. It's just, by the way, those people have very low self-esteem. Zach, Nady, Yeba, Deb, Ari, Anna, a lot of people, Alicia, a lot of people are joining. And I want to remind you, all I'm asking you is to follow my work and practice what you're learning here. These are priceless life tools. Practice them and you'll see what will happen. You'll become a better person. You'll become healthier. People will want to be around you. People don't want to be around toxic people, sarcastic assholes. They don't want that. They want people that bring out the best in you, that share good times, that share hope in life. That's what people want around. So become that. Become your best friend. I have some videos on how to become your best friend, how to have a meal with yourself and enjoy yourself. Because if you're not feeling well when you're alone, then you're in bad company, and you got to improve that company, that you're living with. Otherwise, imagine you're by yourself a lot, even in a relationship. So you might as well have a good relationship with yourself. Sergey joined us. Denise, Sissy in, beautiful, all kinds of people here. Nomo. So Nomo what? Nomo phobia? Nomophobia, you know what nomophobia is? It's kind of like people are having nomophobia, which is an anxiety when you're away from your phone. It's just crazy. It's that one thing. You don't want technology to rule you. You rule technology. Technology is great if it doesn't rule you. If it rules you, it's overwhelming. Never take technology to eat. Meals are rituals for nourishment, not to be distracted with things. Eat, and then go to your phone and go to your whatever you're doing. Tainung is joining us. Hope I'm pronouncing these names right. And let's see who else is here. Everybody's just joining. All kinds of people here. Remind you again, Marina Angel, Makoto, BUX. All kinds of people are coming in. One more reminder, follow. Liking is not enough. Follow is what matters, because then you are part of the group. You're part of the tribe. Hello, I'm from the Philippines. Wonderful. I've been to Manila many times to lecture. And I went to Corregidor to see the museum there. It's a beautiful country and beautiful people. So be aware that, by the way, the Philippines, that's the farthest away. I always find who's the farthest away. Netherlands, Philippines is far. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, by the way, USA. So so far, the furthest has been Philippines and then Netherlands, from where I am, of course. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Elliptozon. Thank you. Kaylee joined. Follow is the key word. And I'll continue to put out things for you. And if you have any questions, if you think that you want me to talk about more, let me know. Just write me and let me know. But I also encourage you to go, I said earlier, to my YouTube channel. I have over 521,000 people that have been there. So I have quite a few videos, about 120, 130, on a lot of my work, and it's free, and you can get all kinds of information there. Quite a bit of information. Beastie, hi. Ancient, primordial, wow. That one I can't pronounce. I'm not even going to try it because it's going to sound terrible. So, one more thing before I stop about morals and the immune system. One of the ways to find out if you're doing the right thing or not, when nobody's looking, go inward, do a little meditation, and ask yourself, do I feel good about what I did? Now, there's something called righteous anger, which is really good. Righteous anger is a protection against someone invading or hurting your innocence or the innocence of people that you love. That is actually immune enhancing. It's one of the causes of health, to be angry about something that is righteously a way to express your anger. But you don't take your anger wherever you go, because then it becomes chronic anger. Righteous anger means in the context, and then you let it go and you move on. So it's good. Our immune system is set up for that, for you to protect yourself. You don't just take it. You're not a doormat. But you don't live in anger. You only express it in the right context, and you let it go and you move on. See, Maria, hello. Hi, Maria. Welcome. If you just joined us, make sure that you follow my work. User 137500 and on. Hello. Jung Jung. Join us. Hello. Follow is the word, because I'll be putting out a lot of stuff here for you, just for you. And if you follow, you'll know that it's there. And you can always go to at House Shrink, and you'll find my channel right there. Just go to, you can Google at House Shrink, and it'll take you to the link for my page on for my channel on TikTok. Okay. Maria, madam, just followed the host. Very good. McNick, potato, join and follow. J Max, follow. Very important, because I want to build what I call a subculture of wellness, and that's who you are. People that bring out the best in you, people that want to enhance and for you to cultivate your excellence and share your excellence. That's what it's all about. And that's what I want to create here. We have a huge group of people. The greater, the better. But let your friends know and let them join. Let them have access to this information. So you know that TikToks has some really good things to offer. Not just my stuff, but there are other stuff that, the people that have some really good stuff. Mikey, how are you? Hello. Follow. Remember to follow. House Shrink. Stevie Weavy. Hi, Stevie. How are you? Okay, any more questions? I'll be finishing up because I think the time is about ready to go. So if you have any questions, get them in and make sure that you follow my work and that you realize that there are people here that care and there are people here that want you to improve your life and become a good person as you are, as you were meant to be. Not goody-goody, but a good person, a warrior, male, female, whatever you are, a warrior, to fight the good battle. That's what you need to do. Let's see. MEMW. Hi, you joined us? Follow. KS129, follow. A lot of people just showing up. It's just scrolling all over the place. So I want to make sure that I've answered all your questions and that if you have any more, and after I leave, you can also read my books, The Mind Body Code, The Mind Body Self. You can get them on Amazon. And they have a lot of information that will be very helpful to you. So anyway, I think we're about ready to end here. And I want to say goodbye. Mary22, welcome. Be sure that you follow my work. Enjoy. And user 011, Robio Patton, people keep coming in. Well, if you're coming in and you ask questions, I'll stay a little longer because I'm done with the information that I had to give you. But if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. So make sure that if you have them, go ahead. Leova Gring 030, welcome. Justin, welcome. Brandon, welcome. Get a lot of interesting people here. Everybody's interesting here. Kylan McDermott, welcome. So I want to wish you a beautiful day, and I want you to start practicing the things that I'm talking about here. This video, by the way, I can't show it on TikTok because it only allows, after you make it, even though they let you do it for an hour, you can't put it up for more than 60 seconds. So what I'm doing is I'm downloading it to my YouTube channel, and you can watch the whole thing from the beginning to the end. And it'll be YouTube with Dr. Mario Martinez. Go there and you'll find this video after we put it up. And there are quite a few. And I have an area that says Get Your Life in Order. And that's strictly all TikTok. And you'll be able to go there. And when you have time, then you can listen to it and practice it and let me know how it works. Howdy, Kylan McDermott. Howdy. How are you? So remember, be your best. Be true to yourself. Love yourself so you can learn to love someone else. Very important. All right, so I'm about ready to go, and I'm going to give you one more opportunity here to ask questions, and if there are no questions, it's over. Enjoy.